Are you aware of what really happened to you?
No, I'm not.
Or can you talk about what
I can talk about it, but I'm not aware of what really happened to me.
Tell you something. Your lawyers are about to have a whole lot to handle. I told you once, and I'm going to tell you again. I'm not one of these new bitches to doing this, baby. I'm 14 years in, been sued by some of the best. If anybody know who happened and what happened to your damn teeth, it's Mendeecees and his best friend, because they was the ones who went upstairs with you.
Tamar Braxton stays in the spotlight, and honestly, keeping up with her looks exhausting. Ever since Tamar and Funky Dineva started going back and forth online, the story has been all over the place, leaving people confused about who's really telling the truth. Tamar has claimed she almost died, needed surgery, and strongly hinted that Funky had something to do with it, which instantly had the internet picking sides. On the flip side, Funky shut that down fast, denying everything and warning Tamar not to bring his name up if she wasn't ready for the internet heat. Still, like many people say Tamar often does, she stepped back out looking for support, throwing slick shade and trying to control the narrative. And just like Funky warned, he responded loudly. He showed what he called receipts and claimed the situation was being twisted. According to Funky, the accident had nothing to do with him and everything to do with Mendeece, Yandy's husband, making the whole situation look even messier than before.
Part of the problem with this whole thing was, Tamar, is that I was never comfortable with the relationship that you and Mendeecees had in front of me, okay? All of that, you at the music video shoot in your booty shorts, sitting on top of him meeting us up at restaurants every time we met up, I was very uncomfortable with it. And if we gonna tell it, let's tell it all.
Just a few months back, Tamar told a wild story, saying she woke up in a pool of blood, missing a couple of teeth with zero memory of what happened or who was responsible. That story shook people up fast, especially since Funky Dineva had been with her the night before, celebrating his birthday. The internet jumped straight to conclusions, pointing fingers at Funky, dragging him hard, calling him a woman hater and a fake friend. The pressure got heavy and Funky asked Tamar to clear his name and tell people to back off. But that never happened, and many people felt Tamar let the rumors run wild because attention is attention to her, good or bad. She's openly acted like there's no such thing as bad press. Funky didn't stay quiet, though. He defended himself loudly and made it clear he had no idea what happened to Tamar that night, saying he had nothing to do with her injuries at all.
I want to know what all the hell going on, bitch. I want to know what's going on too, bitch, okay? The lady got on the internet and said she almost died. Now listen. Let me just go ahead and get this out the way, okay, before we even get at the top of the show. I don't know what happened to the lady. Okay, for those of y'all that don't know, I'm talking about Tamar Braxton. I don't know what happened to the lady.
But Tamar brushed Funky off like he was nothing more than background noise in her media storm. She moved like his feelings and reputation didn't matter at all, continuing to throw subtle shade while acting unbothered and ungrateful. At the same time, she doubled down on her story, repeatedly confirming that something serious did happen to her that night. She made it very clear that the situation wasn't minor, stressing that it was bad enough to require surgery, which only made the rumors grow louder. Instead of shutting the talk down or clearing the air, Tamar kept pushing forward, acting like she didn't need Funky for support, explanations, or protection from the internet backlash. That attitude rubbed a lot of people the wrong way, especially since Funky was catching heat while she stayed silent. Her words kept the mystery alive, and every vague statement just added more pressure, more speculation, and more chaos online.
I want him to tell his own story. You know, I don't really like telling people's story. You should ask Mendeecees.
Baby, Funky didn't whisper. He warned her loud and clear over and over again. He made it known that if Tamar didn't want certain truths hitting the internet, she needed to speak up and stop letting his name get dragged. Funky felt played, like she was watching him take hits while she stayed silent and collected attention. He reminded her that he had real information, real details, and real stories that could flip the whole narrative upside down. This wasn't a threat, it was a heads up. Funky made it clear he's not the type to sit quietly while his character gets questioned. He told her straight up that if she kept acting like he was disposable, he wouldn't hesitate to defend himself publicly. According to him, the ball was in her court and silence wasn't protection anymore. The message was simple: speak now or deal with what comes next.
I was asking was for you to go back to your stories and put Funky Dineva didn't do anything to me, guys. I was resting. I should have said something earlier. That was all you had to do, and it could have been done with on my end. Even in this very moment, that was all you had to do, and it could have been.
But it really looked like Tamar decided to call Funky's bluff, thinking he would back down and let her control the situation. Maybe she assumed he'd stay quiet and take the hit, because months after the drama had cooled off, she brought the whole thing back up again. Out of nowhere, Tamar popped up on the morning hustle with L'Oreal and reopened the conversation about her accident. This wasn't fresh news anymore, but she revived it anyway, knowing it would get attention fast. And let's be real, she didn't have to do that interview at all. Tamar could have stayed home, kept her personal business private, and let the internet keep guessing. Instead, she chose the spotlight, sat down, and answered questions that were still floating around about what really happened that night. That move made people side-eye her motives and question why the story suddenly needed another chapter.
Are you aware of what really happened to you?
No, I'm not.
Or can you talk about
I can talk about it, but I'm not aware of what really happened to me.
Yeah.
All I know is that I went to a friend's birthday party. I gave a friend a birthday party.
Mm-hmm.
Hello.
You thought was your friend.
Well, we ain't even gonna touch on that.
Yeah.
I came home like I would normally do.
Tamar never said Funky DVA's name out loud, but let's be real. Everybody knew exactly who she was talking about. She painted this picture like he was some ungrateful friend, someone she went all out for, even throwing him a party, just for him to turn around and hurt her. That storyline had people looking at Funky sideways, even without his name being mentioned. But he wasn't the only one Tamar spoke on during that interview. When questions came up about what was really going on between her and Mendy, she shut that down hard. She denied any personal connection so fast, you would think nothing ever happened beyond work. According to her, it was just a project, nothing more, nothing deeper. The way she dismissed it left people confused because the energy didn't match the explanation. Her answers raised more eyebrows than they settled, and the internet caught every bit of it.
No, to be honest, I barely even know him.
Okay.
To be honest, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're not like, we're cool, but
Yeah.
he's not like my homie. You know what I mean? It's not like that. And he just got casted in the film.
And did she really say that? Tamar seriously claimed she didn't know Mendeecees like that, yet somehow had him appear in her music video? That part alone had people scratching their heads hard. Once the interview dropped, the warnings came in fast, with folks telling Tamar that Funky DVA was not going to like the way she spoke on him. People straight up told her not to play victim when he finally responded. And sure enough, once Funky caught wind of it, that was all it took to set him off. Funky stood on his word, making it clear he wasn't backing down after being painted a certain way. He said the only reason he didn't follow Tamar back home that night was because she was already with a friend who looked like he was going to take care of her, if you know what that means. And according to Funky, that friend was Mendeece, Yandy's husband, which sent the internet into full shock mode.
I did not get out the car and go upstairs with Tamar when we got back to her house. Because after her and Mendeecees got through kissing in the back of that goddamn car, I figured they wanted to be up there privately. That is why when we got dropped off at Tamar's house, I did not go upstairs. I got in my damn car and went home because you was sitting on his lap in that goddamn Uber and y'all ass was kissing, okay? And the shit made me damn uncomfortable.
According to what was being said, Mendeecees and Tamar were together most of that night but stayed separated on purpose so the cameras wouldn't catch them looking too close or too comfortable. People around V12 allegedly already knew what was up, and once filming wrapped, the energy completely changed. It was claimed they were openly close right in front of Funky, even though Tamar later said she didn't really know that man yet. The story goes that they stayed close on the way back to her place while Funky went home. This is where things started sounding strange to a lot of people. Funky later claimed it wasn't just Tamar and Mendeece who went back to her house that night. He said there was a third man involved, the same person Tamar said found her unconscious. Funky suggested that the situation was being misrepresented and that something may have gone wrong before help arrived.
If anybody know who happened and what happened to your damn teeth, it's Mendeecees and his best friend, because they was the ones who went upstairs with you. Now, I don't know whether they was fucking your ass from the back and ran your head through the headboard or what, okay? But if anybody need to be investigated on what happened to you in your damn teeth, it need to be Mendeecees and his friend, because that's who went upstairs with you.
Now, it looks like Tamar has officially lawyered up and released her own public statement addressing the situation. She claimed the rumors don't just impact her, but also the families connected to the story, saying it's been painful watching the internet tear her apart. Tamar stressed that seeing those comments online has been hurtful and overwhelming.
About the whole thing was the fact that you don't get to go around and create media shitstorms that involve other people without their permission. That whole, my teeth fell out, and I don't know what happened. Tamar, like, sis. And then you had that Spanish lady make that video down in Miami lying. There is nobody who had the amount of mouth trauma that you had that healed that quick.
She also made it clear that if the talk continues, someone will have to be held accountable. According to her statement, legal action could be on the table if Funky keeps speaking on her name. That move was clearly meant to shut things down and send a message. But anyone who knows Funky already knew this wouldn't scare him off. After her statement dropped, he fired back again, saying she would need to do a lot more than that if she really thought he was going to back down or stay quiet about what he claims to know.
And I knew that this is how you was gonna play it. So now we finna take it all the way back to the very beginning. I knew this was how you was gonna play it. And let's be very clear here. If y'all remember when the situation first broke and about the whole mouth stuff, and I said, and the only reason you dropped that video is because, and I said, I ain't gonna do it to you.
And maybe this time, Tamar has to face the reality that she picked a fight that's bigger than she expected. From the outside looking in, it seems like Funky isn't intimidated by lawsuits or legal threats at all.
Y'all remember that? I said, and the only reason you dropped that music video real quick like this was because, and I said I ain't even gonna do it. The reason you dropped that music video as quickly as you did is because people had spotted y'all ass, okay? Inappropriate relationship. Well, you tell me, Tamar, if it's appropriate or inappropriate when we're sitting at Roof Chris and he's rubbing in between your thighs.
If anything, he appears ready and almost daring her to take it there. Funky has made it clear that he believes he has nothing to hide and plenty to stand on if things move into a courtroom. The energy he's giving off is not fear, but confidence, like someone who feels prepared to defend himself all the way. That's why some people think Tamar may have underestimated who she was dealing with. What started as online shade and indirect comments has now turned into something much more serious. At this point, it looks less like a bluff and more like a standoff, with both sides locked in and neither willing to back down first.
You know, me and her are just getting to know each other, and she got this stuff going on with Mendeecees, and she know I'm a YouTuber, and she know I'm a blogger, and I'm curious to know if she's doing all of this because she want me to go tell it. You know what I'm saying? And now that I look back at all of it, I really do feel like it was a scheme that you set up to put me in this position.
And yes, it's easy for people to say Funky DVA is lying, exaggerating, or just trying to throw someone under the bus to protect himself. That argument has been floating around nonstop. But the way Funky addressed the situation made some people pause. His tone wasn't panicked or defensive. It came off more like someone who was fed up and done tolerating the mess. He spoke with an, "I'm not dealing with this anymore" type of energy. And that confidence stood out. Instead of backtracking or softening his words, he doubled down and stood firm on his version of events. To a lot of viewers, that didn't look like someone scrambling to cover a lie. Regardless of how people feel about him personally, his approach made it harder to dismiss everything he said outright. Even critics admitted his delivery suggested he believed every word he was saying.
Tamar, you gonna sit up in my face? You gonna sit up in my face with your three faces and tell me that you and Mendeecees did not have a conversation at that table in Roof Chris about him putting out a statement about him and Yandy not being together no more? We really gonna do that? And he said he did a version of the letter on ChatGPT. And then you started laughing back and was like, no, you got to go back and rewrite it to kind of make it sound like it's you. We gonna say that didn't happen?
A lot of people are siding with Funky on this one because to them, this isn't the first time Tamar has been linked to someone else's husband. The way Funky DVA went in on Tamar had the internet stunned. And don't get it twisted, plenty of folks still say they love Tamar. But this situation rubbed people the wrong way. This is now the second time her name has come up in stories involving a married man, and that doesn't sit well with viewers. especially since she often carries herself like that kind of drama is beneath her.
We gonna say that didn't happen. We gonna sit up here and say, after he was digging in between your thighs at that roof, Chris, and he got up and went to the bathroom, that the conversation was, y'all, I can't. He just my friend. He just my friend. I can't. I mean, and then I said, Tamar, ain't he married? He ain't married. They not married. They just do that for the show. They not married. That's what we gonna do.
First, it was Jermaine Dupri's situation. Now Mendeece is being brought into it. Some feel Wando saw through it early, which could explain why Tamar worked so hard to flip the narrative and paint someone else as the problem. But now I want to hear from you. Do you think Tamar and Mendeece really had something going on, or did Funky misunderstand what he saw? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.